It's been almost 2 months since I reviewed Rocketbook's new Flip notebook, and since then it's replaced my older side-bound notebooks as my go-to agenda and meeting notebook because I really like the top coil layout. But in my review, I mentioned that I wasn't sure if Rocketbook would bother making a folio for the Flip because of the challenges associated with working on both sides of the page sequentially. So when I went online to order the new Rocketbook Matrix notebook and found that they did make a Flip capsule, I had to buy one to check it out. And after a few weeks of using it, I'm surprised by just how much I like it. And I think that it further solidifies the Rocketbook Flip as my favorite notebook from the company. Overall, the Flip capsule is very similar to the standard capsule that Rocketbook offers for their sidebound notebooks. I have a full review on that folio that I'll link here if you're interested. But the Flip capsule isn't just a simple copy of the original. They've clearly listened to customer feedback and improved some of the shortcomings of the original design. The most obvious change being the material that it's made from. The original capsule was predominantly made of craft paper and felt, which, while eco-friendly and sufficiently durable, gave it a cheaper feel that took some customers by surprise because it was reminiscent of cardboard. The Flip capsule is constructed from 100% recycled PET plastic fabric that has quite the opposite first impression and feels much more professional. Honestly, I hope they release a new version of the original capsule for their sidebound notebooks using this material because I think it would go over very well. To reinforce the PET fabric, there are thin solid walls on the inside that feel like they may still be made of craft paper, but it strikes a nice balance between flexibility and support. When closed, the Flip capsule is fairly compact, measuring 21 centimeters wide and just over 24 centimeters tall, as well as about 1.5 to 2 centimeters thick, depending on how you pack it. Opening it up, it expands to just about 48 centimeters wide. The layout has remained largely unchanged compared to the original capsule. On the left side, you still have 4 card slots, a medium slot for odds and ends, a band for storing your towel, as well as a larger slot that works well for notebook-sized items, with a revised taper along the top so that it's easier to access whatever you've stored. Then on the right side, you get a single pen loop for your friction pen of choice, and they've done away with the small side pouch that used to be here, which is probably a good call because I found it just added to the bulk and made the old capsule harder to close. The only thing I still wish was included is a second loop for holding a small spray bottle in case you need to erase your Rocketbook while on the go. But again, you can get away with sliding one next to the notebook if you really need it. You may have also noticed that the right side of the folio seems to want to stand up when opened, but I suspect this will fade over time as the hinge gets more use. The most noticeable layout change with the Flip capsule is the dip at the top, which accommodates the notebook's coil binding. This works well, allowing the notebook's back cover to slip easily into place, keeping the notebook perfectly positioned for writing without causing too much page distortion at the top. The biggest drawback to using the Flip capsule is that it's very challenging to use the front and back side of pages sequentially. Ultimately, you'll have to either flip the folio over, or more realistically, take the notebook out altogether if you need to take two-sided notes. But it's important to consider that the Flip notebooks weren't designed to be used like this. Instead, you're only supposed to use one side of them at a time, then flip the notebook over and use it in reverse. This is why the lined and dotted version of the Flip notebook has all lined pages on one side and all dotted pages on the other side. The benefit of this design is that you no longer have issues with writing on top of the card slots when you flip the pages over, which was my biggest complaint of the original capsule. So overall, I think the experience is better this way. Additionally, there's one really big, potentially unintended benefit of the Flip design if you like to take notes on the go, which is that you can close the folio and flip over your notebook to use it as a support, almost like a clipboard, because it's rigid enough to write against. This may seem like a small thing, but it's easily my favorite part of the folio because it dramatically improves my ability to take notes on the go or while sitting without a desk. Other noteworthy features of the Flip capsule are the magnetic closure, which feels stronger than before, and the washability of the PET fabric. Again, please don't throw this in a washing machine, but feel free to take a damp cloth to it in the event you stain it, or get some of the Friction Pen's water erasable ink on it. Overall, the Flip capsule is a very nice and professional looking folio that I would recommend to anyone who needs to take their top-bound Flip notebooks on the go. I opted for the executive size in this light gray color, but they also offer it for the letter-sized Flip notebooks and in black. It'll cost you $27 or $29 depending on the size, And if you're looking to save a little more, you can use the promo code that Rocketbook is offering to my viewers to save 15% on your order, which I'll leave down below. Otherwise, if you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.